Hello, everybody. Welcome to ABC Interactive English. I am Shane.
And I'm Nina.
Today, what are we talking about?
Today we're talking about learning to drive. So, Shane, do you have a driver's license?
Do not bring this up to me.
Why not?
Because I failed my driver's license test when I came to Taiwan.
Really? But people say it's so easy.
It's easy if you take a class and you pay a lot of money to take a class. But I didn't want to pay the money because in America, I drove a car for like 20 years. I have a lot of experience and I'm a really good driver.
Is that so?
I guess not because I failed the test.
All right, so which part did you fail?
There's like a S shaped that you have to go through there. But the problem is going forward is okay.
Yeah.
But then you have to go backwards on the S and I hit the curb and I automatically failed.
Oh, that's such a shame, you know, because I took the test in Taiwan and I took the lessons. So for me, it was extremely easy because the way they do it in the classes, they will tell you exactly at which point you should be turning.
Right, they teach you a bunch of tricks to pass a test.
Yes. But they don't drive you how to drive. They'll teach you how to drive.
Right. My wife came to America. We used to live in America, and she had a driver's license from Taiwan. She did not know how to drive. We were trying to park a car.
Yeah.
I was teaching her to drive again.
Yes.
And she thought the gas was the brake, or the brake was the gas, and we tried to park, and she's supposed to stop. Instead, she hit the gas pedal, and we crashed into a wall.
Oh, no. Was that your car?
Yes.
Sorry, that's horrible.
Let's not talk about this
Okay,
anymore.
so it's important to know how to drive. So let's get back to learning to drive.
Oh my God.
No. Shane, don't cry.
Mark is giving Nancy a driving lesson at an empty parking lot.
How does it feel to be behind the wheel?
It feels great. I can't wait to drive fast on the highway.
Please don't. I want you to drive more slowly and safely than that. Okay, so we are talking about learning to drive, and this is part A.
Yes.
So,
In this story, Mark is giving Nancy a driving lesson at an empty parking lot.
okay, so it's a conversation between a father and his daughter.
Is it father and daughter?
Yeah, and she's learning how to drive. I know this because I think the father is very handsome.
Oh, is he?
I play the part of the father.
Oh, I see. Okay, so Mark is the father and Nancy is the daughter, and they are learning to drive, or she is learning to drive in a parking lot.
Right.
So, what is a parking lot?
Okay, well, what does it mean to park?
Okay, so when you
verb,
park, you park your car. It's a
Right.
verb, right? So I am parking my car. When you park your car, it's usually when you leave your car in a space, maybe for a while, and you go somewhere else, and it's usually not in a place where people would drive, right?
Right.
It's just for parking.
It's just a place to put your car away from other people and
Yes.
stuff like that. Yeah.
So a parking lot is basically a space where you can park your car.
So the lot kind of means like parking area or something like
Exactly.
that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so why don't we start? I'm Mark, the
Yes.
father. Okay. How does it feel to be behind the wheel?
Behind the wheel. Oh, what does behind the wheel mean?
Okay, so a wheel, well, we know what a wheel is. Like a
Yes.
round thing, and usually it's attached to something so that you can roll,
Yes.
right? So this, or you can control something. So this is a driving wheel.
I see.
So you can control the car. There's like something that's connected to the car and to the wheels of the car.
Yes.
And so there's two wheels, the
Yes.
driving wheel and the wheels on the car. So if you
Yes.
turn it this way, the wheels on the car will turn that way. Yeah, like that. So to be behind the wheel really means that you're driving.
Yeah, so sometimes people would say, oh, I need to get enough rest today because I will be behind the wheel tomorrow.
You don't want to fall asleep behind the
Yes.
wheel. That's very dangerous.
It is. And then Nancy says, it feels great. I can't wait to drive fast on the highway.
What?
Okay, she's just learning to drive and she already wants to drive fast.
I don't think her father's going to be happy about this.
So,
because she's talking about being on the highway.
Yeah, the highway is a noun. It is basically a road where you can drive a lot faster than, the regular road.
Exactly. So it's called like, if you're driving around like a city,
Yes.
in the streets here, we would just call that like a street or a road,
Exactly.
right? But then you want to go maybe from, for example, you want to go from Taipei to Taichung. You can't drive on little streets. You want to drive fast. So you go on the highway.
Yes. And usually there are not any traffic lights, right?
Exactly.
So you can go fast and get to where you need to be faster.
The point is to be able to get somewhere more quickly because it's far away.
Yes.
Okay. So the father, Mark, says, please don't. I want you to drive more slowly and safely than that.
Makes sense, right?
Of course, this is his daughter. He must be so scared. She's going to be driving for the first time, and driving is really dangerous.
Yes, it is. I wonder if she's taking lessons with other people except for just her father.
Well, you mentioned that you have a driver's license.
Yes, I do.
Did you get your driver's license in Taipei? Right?
Yes, I got my driver's license in Taipei.
So do you only drive around in Taipei, or have you driven on the highway in a high speed before?
Yes, actually, I've driven on a highway plenty of times, but the first time I felt like it was quite scary. Everyone around me was going so fast.
Yes.
And I'm quite careful when I drive, so I was intimidated. I was scared by, everyone else on the highway.
It's really scary, but then you get used to it, right?
Yes, but you really have to be very experienced to do it because often if you have an accident on the highway, it can get very, very bad.
Of course, you're going fast, right?
Yes, and everyone else behind you is going fast as well.
Okay, why don't we take a little break and we'll be right back.
Don't worry, Dad. I won't drive faster than the speed limit.
I'll hold you to that. Now, adjust the seat and mirrors like I told you.
I did that earlier.
Okay. With one hand on the wheel, step on the brake, and gently put the car in drive.
I'll happily do that.
Okay, welcome back everyone. So before the break, we were talking about learning to drive. Mark and Nancy, right?
Right.
What was happening there?
So, all right, so this dad is teaching his daughter how to drive. And basically, I think the dad is a little bit worried.
Yes, because maybe Nancy is a little bit too excited to get on the highway.
I guess that's not too bad because at least she's not nervous. Usually, I think when you learn to drive, the most dangerous thing is not feeling confident or feeling a little bit worried that you're not going to do well. That usually causes more accidents, right?
Yeah, sometimes that's the case.
I think somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle.
Don't be overconfident.
Yes.
Okay. Did your dad teach you how to drive?
No, I took the lessons in Taiwan, but the first few times after taking the lessons when I was on the road, he would insist on accompanying me and he would pick at every little thing that I do.
Right, because you already learned how to drive, but you just had a driver's license.
Yes.
But you had no experience.
Exactly.
So your dad still did teach you, right?
Yeah, he still taught me a little bit.
Okay, so what does Nancy say?
So Nancy says, just like I did, don't worry, Dad, I won't drive faster than the speed limit.
Okay, so speed is like how fast something...
How fast you're going, right?
In a car, it's like how fast you're driving the car.
And limit is where there is a stop to it.
Right.
There is a line. You cannot go past the limit.
Right, so a speed limit means there's a speed. Let's say, for example, it's 50 kilometers per hour.
Yes.
Right? You cannot go past 50, or if you do, what will happen if a police sees you?
Oh, well, either the police or the cameras will catch you, right? If you pass the speed limit of 50 kilometers per hour, you will probably get a big fine.
A fine, right? A ticket. You'll have to pay some money.
Yes. So that's a way of warning us, you know, not to do it again, right?
Because the real point is it's dangerous. So they want to prevent you from doing that.
Yes, so it's important not to go past the speed limit.
Okay.
So what does Mark say after that?
I'll hold you to that. Okay, I'll hold you to that.
What does that mean?
If you hold somebody to something, that means that you said you will do it. So I am going to believe you, and if you don't do it, maybe you'll be in trouble.
Oh, yes. It's like, I'll hold you to what you said, right?
Right.
If you said that, then I'll remind you, oh, you said that. You better do it.
Okay. Now, adjust the seat and mirrors like I told you.
Okay, adjust. What is adjust? Adjust is usually when you want to change or move something just a little bit to make it perfect or the way you want it to be.
Here we're talking about adjusting a mirror. So
Yes.
we know a mirror is something that you look in. Usually it's made out of glass, right?
Yeah, you can see your reflection.
Yeah. See your reflection or see whatever's behind you.
Yes.
So in a car, it's important to see what's behind you.
Yes.
So if you adjust the mirror, you're going to move the mirror so that you can see usually what's behind you so you don't hit something.
Yeah.
Or
Either.
if someone's coming by you in a car, you don't just go over and bah!
Yeah, so it's very important to look at your mirrors, and both of them and the one in front of you, right?
Right. So usually there's 3 mirrors, right?
Yes, usually there are 3 mirrors.
One on the driver's side, one on the passenger side, and one in the middle, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And Nancy says, I did that earlier. Okay, so she's feeling very confident and she's trying to tell her dad, I already got it covered. I know what I'm doing.
She probably thinks her dad is very 啰嗦.
Yes, very annoying, right?
So, because he cares about her, right?
Yes, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Oh, good point. So Mark says, okay, with one hand on the wheel, step on the brake, and gently put the car in drive.
Okay, and drive.
Right, in drive.
Because in a car, you have different gears, right? There's drive, there's reverse, and
There's park.
yes, so when you put it in drive, it means you can drive forward.
Right, and usually it'll be like a D or something to show that
Yes.
it's drive, and then that, you want to put your foot on the brake because you're not going anywhere yet.
Exactly, make sure. Because if you don't have your foot on the brake while it's on drive, it usually moves a little bit, doesn't it?
Right, so a brake here, this is the vocabulary word.
Yes.
Well, we have a verb. A verb to brake means to stop.
Stop.
Or to make something stop.
Yes.
So in a car, we call there's a pedal, like something you can push on, and you push on that thing to stop the car.
Yes.
And we call that the brake.
Yes, so you can hit the brake or press the brake. Right? All right.
But not too hard.
Otherwise, you go, "Ooh."
Yeah,
Right.
that could be dangerous too.
It can be. And Nancy says, I'll happily do that. Okay, so she's listening, she's taking in the advice, and she's feeling good about her first time driving.
She has a good attitude, and
Yes,
I think
she
that's
does.
really important when you're a student, right?
Indeed.
Okay, well, I hope you learned something about driving a car. You haven't learned how to drive a car yet.
Do not try it at
Do
home.
not try it. You need to take a class first.
Yes, of course. Thank you for joining us today. See you next time.
Mark is giving Nancy a driving lesson at an empty parking lot.
How does it feel to be behind the wheel?
It feels great. I can't wait to drive fast on the highway.
Please don't. I want you to drive more slowly and safely than that.
Don't worry, Dad. I won't drive faster than the speed limit.
I'll hold you to that. Now, adjust the seat and mirrors like I told you.
I did that earlier.
Okay. With one hand on the wheel, step on the brake, and gently put the car in drive.
I'll happily do that.
Hi， 大家好，我是 Stephanie。那我们今天一起看单字。第一个单字呢是 parking lot， 停车场。Cindy left her car in the parking lot. Cindy 把车停在停车场。第二个单字呢是 wheel， 名词，方向盘。Keep both of your hands on the wheel. 把双手放在方向盘上。另外，如果你听到 behind the wheel， 中文字面翻译是在方向盘后面，也就是驾驶车子的意思。比如说 I feel safe whenever my dad is behind the wheel。 每当我父亲开车的时候，我都感到很安全。第三个单字呢是 highway， 名词公路。The speed limit on this highway is 100 kilometers per hour。 这条公路的速限为时速100公里。最后一个单字呢是 mirror， 名词镜子。Queenie looked into the mirror and smiled。 Queenie 对着镜子笑了笑。好，那我们一起看今天的文法。第一个文法呢是 A gives B a driving lesson。A 教 B 开车。这个句型的重点呢是 give somebody a 名词 lesson， 意思是教授某人某种课程。比如说 Taylor gave Zach a guitar lesson。Taylor 给 Zach 上了一堂吉他课。第二个文法呢是 A holds B to something。A 使 B 遵守某件事情。Hold somebody to something 指的是促使某个人遵守某个承诺或者是规范。My mom always holds me to my promises。 我妈妈总是要我信守承诺。那今天最后一个文法呢是 step on something， 踩在某个物品上面。Step 是动词踩或者是踏。John cried out when the lady wearing high heels stepped on his foot。 当穿着高跟鞋的女生踩到 John 的脚的时候，他发出一声惨叫。好，那这就是今天的重点。See you。
Hi everyone, I'm Stephen.
And I'm Jamie.
We're going to play a game called Word Drop, where each of us has 3 words or phrases on these cards that we have not looked at yet, and we're going to try to put them into a conversation as casually as possible, and I will go first. Okay, so every morning I wake up and I'm like, what should I do? First thing I do is I go pee, and after I pee, I turn around and look into this rectangular thing. And then when I look into the rectangular thing, what is it? It's the mirror!
Oh, that's a good way to start your morning.
Yes, it is.
And usually after that, I do a similar routine, and then I also try to eat breakfast. And then here I don't have a car, so usually I walk to go to work. But when I lived in the US, we had a car, and sometimes, I would go to the garage, drive my car, and then drive to work, and then park in a parking lot.
That's what we usually tend to do, is park in a parking lot. But, in the morning when you have to eat breakfast and you have to get ready, you have to do all these things at once. Sometimes when I wake up, my hair is like that, so it takes me a long time to do my hair and everything. It's just you're always so busy scrambling around, and then I usually have to eat breakfast on the go. So when I'm driving to work, I have sticky hands, and then I touch the steering wheel.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
It's interesting. While driving in the morning, I've seen a lot of people do a lot of weird things while driving their car. Maybe you've seen people do stuff like eat or drink, but also some people will try to comb their hair while driving or do their makeup. It's a little dangerous, I think. Especially if you're on a small, slow street, that's not too bad, right? If there's nobody around, you're not in danger of hitting pedestrians or other cars, right? But I think it's kind of dangerous to do these things like distracted driving when you're on the highway.
Oh yeah, that is definitely very dangerous. And speaking of driving, I remember you said that you were gonna, start picking me up in the morning and driving me to work. I remember you said that, and I think that's very kind of you. And I really do believe that people need to have integrity when they have promises like that. And so basically, I really hope that I can hold you to your promise.
Oh, okay.
Of picking me up every day.
All right, I can do that, yeah.
Okay.
I also can teach you how to drive if you'd like.
I'm okay.
Oh, well, if you wanted to learn, I could teach you the steps, right? You just have to hands on the steering wheel and be sure to step on the gas.
I don't want to learn. Just pick me up.
Oh, okay. Well,
Thanks.
if you change your mind.
No.
Oh, okay.
See you next time.